Good morning, students. Now, I am Munsi Rashidul Islam from Mechanical Engineering Department, JS College of Engineering, Assistant Professor of Mechanical Engineering Department. Now, today's class is lecture number 20. Sorry, one mistake is there. That is not the lecture number 9. It is actually it is actual 20, lecture number 20, and the today's discussion topic is design of keys and coupling. Last day when we just completed the lecture number 19, and that topic was design of shafts. So we can conclude that the shaft design, if completed, then we can start the keys and coupling. So how let us know how to design, how to complete the design procedure of keys and coupling. So first of all, we have to know that what is key and how it is used and where it is used. So sorry, mainly there are a lot of type of key are there. So first of all, what is key? So key is a mechanical elements. It is actually a small elements, but its importance is huge, because key is just like it is not a element. It is actually a equipment which is actually connect two components when the two components are in actually in machine component or in any other equipments. So it is actually connect the two parts. That parts both are the engaged conditions. That is actually the function of key. So in your syllabus or in our syllabus, various types of key are there. So first, now let us see. That is actually the function of key, how a key is performed. So actually key is mainly in rectangular shape or maybe in circular shape, but it based on the defined shapes of the functioning system. When the functioning system are in required conditions, maybe trapezoidal shape, maybe circular type shape, maybe rectangle type shapes, etc., etc., but maybe square shape. So key is used to transmit torque between the two shafts of component when the components are in mounted on the shaft. So here are the two types of shaft are there. One is flat key and another is most of the important keys, that is actually the square key. Now the next point is the key dimensions. So mainly we can start the key dimensions. We are concentrate the different types of keys, that is actually the based on the keys operations. Based of the keys operation means mainly five types of key are there. Number one, square key. Number two, sunk key. Number three, saddle key. Number four, cup. Number four, feathered key. Number five, Kennedy key. Now, in sunk key, most of the cases sunk key are in used in the circular base type functioning system when the two body are in contact position and they are connected by the joints of the keys. Now, a saddle key is actually the key when the two hub or in a or a shaft are in connected in such a condition when the two bodies are in in a hollow type shape, and when the saddle are in the keys position, they are in connected in such a aligned system when the one top to the other. That is actually the saddle type key. And next is woodruff key. Woodruff key is almost the semicircular in shape, and it is actually based on the keys in straight side and projected in the other points of view when the body are in actually similar type position. Oh, actually the different shapes are there. Now next is Kennedy key. In Kennedy key flat keys are already explained. Square key. Now the Kennedy key. Kennedy key means a pair of keys fitted at such conditions when the Kennedy are in secure and are used for heavy duty applications. Heavy duty applications means when the cases are there, the special load transmission system, and that load transmission system is are heavy conditions, and the keys are in almost the pair of in such a cases of the different load distribution system, so that may be in practical purposes or in shared equally by the two keys. So that is actually the case of the Kennedy key application. Now next in tapered key. Tapered key basically a key that is actually the shape of the key are in the uh, uh, top to bottom. That is actually a tapered type shape. And why it is tapered? It is basically a tapered shape because if its design is straight, so it may be difficult, it may be complicated to split up or to split up the two bodies. If the body are in disengaged condition, so it may be very difficult to split up this body. So that's why the tapered key are used for the joining of two parts. Now next is roll pin key or give head key. Give head key is such type of key. It is actually the key which is used to join the shaft and hub conditions. Shaft and hub joint, and the give head type key is used because that is if we see the figure of the give head key, the one side is one head type shape and another side is tail type shape. So tail type shape is in under the position of half length and above the shaft, and outside portion means the head type portion are in external position. So if I put the external force, if I put the external force on the if I put the external force on the give head, so it can be easily split up the two bodies. That is actually the shaft and the hub. So that's why give head type key is used for the purpose of the two bodies when the two bodies are in overlapping position. Now next point is key dimensions. Key dimensions, there are different types of key dimensions are there. That dimension is as in the in ASME standard, and that dimensions are of square key. So that is basically the parameter. That's for parameter are is in conditions, that is the diameter of shaft, key size, diameter of shaft over the some cases are there, and key length. So as per the conditions of the key dimensions, we can again explain that the key length also be very important part of the parameter of the key dimension designing processes. So for that cases, we can conclude that means the key dimensions conclusion. So key size obviously is very important. Diameter of shaft obviously important points are there, and the third one obviously the key length. I if we not consider we are not considered the key length, we cannot explain or we cannot conclude that the design fully perfect, because without key length the design is not completed. Now next point is actual stress acting on keys are difficult to determine. So suppose a square key is used, force on the key which is tightly top and bottom, and second one is forces acting on loosely fitted key. So for first cases, if I consider that key is tightly fitted to the shaft, so key is tightly fitted to the shaft. For that cases, if I putting the load in any sides, so we can see that the key is actually tight position to the shaft, so no tilting conditions, no loose points are there. So as we know that the key is fully fitted to the shaft, so for that cases we can conclude that the key is perfect for that particular cases of shaft design. But in if I see the second cases, we can see that the key just when if we applied load in external, either in twisting moment or in external load, so some tilting position are there, or some threshing point are there, that tilting position may be tilted from the original position. So that means the joint, or that means the fastener are not tightly fixed to the shaft. So for that cases, that's design not acceptable for that particular cases. So 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 actually key is perfectly fitted when the dimensions are perfect. So dimension, if we are not considered the proper dimension of the key, we cannot fit the body means we cannot fit the shaft to the other body with the help of the key if the proper dimensions are not properly used in the particular cases. So second case, matlab, sorry, second case means the case B is not acceptable for that particular cases. That's why the first one is acceptable for the tightly fitted conditions from top to bottom, and second one is not fitted because some tilted positions are there. So next is simplified mechanical stresses equation for shear and compression. So now let us see, one key is there. Suppose that key is square key. So key is height is there and width is there, and obviously length also be there. Now force distributed over the bearing area. Over the bearing area means here the total bearing area, that is actually the L. L means length of the key. So total bearing area, that means L into H by 2. L into H by 2 means the total load is distributed over the entire length of the key, and that is basically the height half of the height of the key, that means H by 2. So total distributed force distributed over the bearing, that is actually L into H by 2. Now tangential force at the shaft diameter, tangential force on the shaft diameter, F is equal to T into D by 2, means diameter of half of the diameter into total by total force, total load applied by the half of the diameter. That means the total tangential force of on the shaft diameter is equal to 2T by D. Now average shear stress, that is actually tau in the key. should not be exceeded above the allowable shear stress. That means tau W is equal to tau yield point stress by the actual total shear stress, allowable shear stress. So obviously tau is equal to F by W into L. So that is actually less than the ultimate value. So average value also be calculated as per the conditions. So as we know that the square key is actually square means the all the sides are in same. So as we use uh, square key, so for H and W are same. So for that cases W is equal to H. So from equation number 1 and 2 we can from equation number 1 and 2 we can write from the as per the equation number 1 and 2, so easily essentially same, and that's why shear or bending stress will be same in length. That's why shear and bending stress will be same in length. Now stress concentration. So as keys supported, or as the key is connected to the when the two shafts or hub or shaft, so obviously one stress concentration factor is considered. So one stress concentration factor means as the shafts are in connected in such a conditions when the shafts are in running position or in full run position. So for that cases, one factor will be considered. That factor is actually the stress concentration. So that stress concentration factor is multiplied of the whole failure of the keys. So now uh, one figure is there. Suppose figure 3.1, that is actually types of keys tested for the stress concentration effect. So fatigue crack started here, number one. So number two cases, fatigue cases start when the maximum in limited area will just crossed. So for here the four cases are there. So if the four cases studied that the failure area will just change as per the rotation of the speed of shaft. So shaft rotation if increased, the failure tendency of key will be increased. So for that cases, the systematic study will be there when the keys effect of stress concentration, that is actually examined by the different crack position due to the fatigue failure of keys. Now that is actually coupling, most important point of this of the most important point of the design, that is keys part is actually complete. Now we can start the coupling part. So what is coupling? So similarly, coupling is a mechanical component or elements which is used to connect two shaft as per the requirement. It can be coupled and decoupled easily as it is a primary fastener. So it is actually a fastener. So mainly more than two and three types of coupling are there. So that is actually as per the conditions. So coupling, square coupling, sorry, flange coupling, flexible coupling, map coupling, rigid type coupling, and also the the different uh, split coupling are there. So that is actually a coupling which is rigid type coupling. So coupling is a mechanical elements which is used to connect two shafts when the shafts are in and parallel align position. So for that cases, align position means when the two shafts are in front face to face cases. So mainly two types of coupling are there. One is sorry, that is a example of solid coupling means the rigid type coupling. So in rigid type coupling, we can see that if first we can start the shaft dia. So if I consider the shaft dia is the basic component of this design. So shaft dia is to be calculated. First, if we consider or first if we calculate the shaft dia, so next parameter will be calculated as the multiplied position of the shaft dia. So if I consider that D is the shaft dia, so next point will be half dia. Half dia will be the same, mainly in coupling mainly three or four parts are there. Number one is shaft, number two half, number three key, number four nut, number five bolt. These five parts are very important for the design of coupling, means rigid type flange coupling. So so now rigid type flange coupling. So first D is the diameter of the shaft. Next half dia will be two times of the shaft dia. Half dia will be two times of the shaft dia, and uh, half length will be 1.5 times of the 1.5 times of the shaft dia. And next is nut and bolt. If number of bolt will be depend on the shaft dia. If shaft dia is less than 100, less than 40, we can use three number of bolt. If shaft dia is less than 100, we can use three number of bolt. If the shaft dia is more than 40 and less than 100, we can use four number of bolts. And next, if shaft dia is more than 100 millimeter and less than 180 millimeter, we can use six number of bolt. So as we see that this figure is actually 1 2 3 4 5 6 number of bolt are there. So as the number of bolt are six, so from that equation, from that figure, we can conclude that the shaft dia obviously more than 100 millimeter. Otherwise, it is not possible, because as per the conditions of the design of coupling, it it is already explained that the six number of bolt is applicable where when the shaft dia will be more than 100 and less than 180 millimeter. And it is actually a unprotected type French coupling. So protected and unprotected means the rim thickness. Rim thickness will be considered. When considered, then uh, we can conclude that this type of coupling is actually a French protected type French coupling. If the protected rim thickness is not considered for that cases, it is actually a unprotected type French coupling. So obviously this figure is a unprotected type French coupling. And one clearance will be considered as one clearance means such just 1/4 inch millimeter clearance is there, because if one clearance is not allowed during the joining processes. So if these two parts are coupled and tightly fixed, so it is too much difficult to decouple the two parts. So that's why the one small clearance will be given when the two bodies are connected by the coupling. So for that cases, so some clearance is given between the two bodies when are in coupled conditions. So universal joint coupling. Universal joint coupling means that is actually a coupling, and it is not necessary to study it because it is most probably this point of design is not included in your syllabus. Your syllabus just the design of knuckle joint, sorry, design of French coupling, design a coupling, and French coupling is the important uh, part of the design of coupling. So that's why or more different part are there, like flexible coupling, map coupling, split coupling, or everything will be there. But French coupling is the most important part of the design of coupling. For that cases, the French coupling design calculation, uh, if we completed, then we can easily consider that the other designing processes will be easily completed. So uh, that is actually the part of the designing of the today's session. So next classes we can again discuss its effect of French coupling, because the all the parts actually all the parts that is discussed today's session, it is actually the part introductory part of the keys and coupling, and keys, the different types of keys are used for the designing of different sub component. And next later on part is actually coupling. So what is coupling, where it is used, what are the different types of coupling, and which particular coupling design is included in your syllabus, everything is discussed in these classes. Now next classes we can discuss on the basis of the syllabus structure framework. We can discuss the next upcoming topic that is decided by some few hours. So thank you for the today's session.